You haven't come home yet, have you, Destiny?
I'm stuck at work. I have to put in some overtime today.
Okay, I gotcha. I'll put dinner in the fridge for you. It'll be there waiting on you when you get home.
You don't need to do that. If I eat before bed, I'll get fat. Besides, I already got something to eat. I just finished up.
Oh, really? It would have been nice if you would have just let me know.
I got so busy I forgot to tell you. I don't have a lot of free time like you do, Drew.
Me? I don't have a lot of free time.
You have more than I do, that's for sure. You almost never have to put in any extra time at work. Even when you do, what is it, an hour at most?
Yeah, but you don't have to say it like that. That's why I take care of the housework when I get home. I'm just trying to keep you from having to do it since you work so much.
If you could bring in a little more money, I'd be able to work less. Maybe I could even quit my job and handle the house instead. Maybe, instead of doing the chores when you get home, you ought to spend a little time figuring out how to make more money instead.
I think I earn enough money to support you.
Are you kidding? No, you don't. Don't get ahead of yourself. You don't even make close to what we would need for me to be a housewife. That's why both of us have to work right now.
But most of my coworkers have families. Several of them are supporting wives and children on their salary, and we make the same amount. I think I make enough money for you to quit your job and stay home full time.
Oh, please. I don't want to live like they do. They're practically in the poorhouse. That's not the life I want. I want to be able to go out and buy things I like without having to think about it. I don't want to have to budget or save up for the things that I want.
That's just what most people have to do. It's a pretty normal part of life, I think. You shouldn't compare your life to everyone else's. It's not good for you.
I'm just being honest. There's nothing wrong with that.
What is going on with you? Lately, I feel like you're so crabby and irritable all the time. Did I do something wrong?
You haven't done anything. Isn't that the problem? When you come home, you don't have anything better to do, so you just do the housework and then putz around. What you should be doing is looking for a side hustle or another job so you can make a little more money. You don't have any ambitions, do you? Don't most men want to move up in their careers and make more money? Don't you have anything you want? A fancy car? A high-end watch?
I guess I just don't really care about stuff. I'd like to be able to travel with you. And I like being able to relax at the house. I value my free time.
That is so boring.
Oh, don't say that.
I used to think your laid-back personality was a really good thing. You've got a gentle nature about you and you're so easygoing. But lately, I just don't even feel like you're a man. Where's your sense of masculinity? I'm working really hard to move up in the world, and day by day, I'm getting there. I need you to try to get yourself together. You need to be able to match me.
You don't like who I am right now?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. All you do is work and take care of the house a little bit. I feel like you're the housewife with a little part-time job and I'm the husband here. You should make yourself more important at work. Put in some overtime, rub elbows with the bosses, move up in the company and get a little more power at work. Don't you think that would be better?
I guess maybe you're right.
Of course I'm right. You need to be making moves. It's the way of life. All the guys our age are out there working hard. Also, you should be a little more careful about your looks and style. You're turning into an old man. You need to take a look around and see what's in fashion right now. Do something about your hair. Maybe get some new clothes.
I get it. I'll give it my best try.
We'll see. I don't know how much you'll change, even if you do try. It's tough to fix something that was broken from the start, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm saying you aren't exactly a prize to start with. Anyway, I'm pretty tired. When I get home, I'd like to take a nice hot bath and relax. Can you check and make sure the tub is clean? I need to get back to work right now, so I'll talk to you later. Feel free to go to bed without me. I don't know what time I'll be back. I'm sorry, Drew. I'm going to have to go on a business trip at the end of the month.
Wait, this month? So you're not going to be around for your birthday?
Yeah, I'll be out of town for it.
Oh man, I'd made reservations for us to take a little trip. How disappointing. That's rough that you have to go on your birthday. Work is always awful to you. I wish they'd give you a break now and then. At the very least, they could give you some time on your birthday.
It's my job, so it is what it is. I'm really sorry. I know you went out of your way to plan a nice trip for me.
No, it's okay. We can take a trip another time. Actually, that gives me an idea. Instead of canceling with the hotels, I could just change the dates instead. How does that sound? We could do the following weekend?
I don't know my schedule yet, so I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Oh, okay. I can go ahead and cancel. Maybe when you get your schedule, we can find another trip to take instead.
I have a better idea. Since we couldn't take a trip for my birthday, why don't you take the money you were going to spend on hotels and travel and spend it on my birthday present instead?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. Did you have something in mind that you wanted?
Oh yes, definitely. There's this bag I've been wanting. It's my favorite designer. It's fabulous. It costs about $5,000. Can you get it for me?
Whoa, $5,000 as in $5,000?
Yeah.
Wow, $5,000. I'm sorry, Destiny. That's really pricey. I don't think that I can spend that much.
Yeah, I figured it was pointless to ask.
I'm sorry?
It's fine. I didn't really expect you to say yes. That sort of thing is too expensive for you to afford anyway.
I was gonna spend about $3,000 on the trip, so I could spend about that much if there was a different one you wanted.
Really, it's fine. Don't stress about it. If you're broke, you're broke. I can't expect to get money out of a poor person.
A poor person? You don't have to talk to me like that, you know?
Well, it's true, isn't it? You need me to work to make ends meet.
I've told you that you don't have to work if you really don't want to.
And that's exactly why I have to keep working. You'd be satisfied to live like that? There's no ways we can have kids at this rate.
I'd really like to have kids soon, though.
Absolutely not. Quit fantasizing. If you really want kids, then you need to get a better paying job. There's no point in talking about it until you do.
I can make more money just like that. But I think in the future I'm going to be making more. There are good raises every few years at my company. I'll get one eventually. It should be enough to keep you happy. Don't you think that we could at least start talking about having kids?
You want to talk about the future? But I can't see how it's going to be any better with the way you do things. I need to ask you something else. When I get home today, can you help me fix my computer? It's the one I use for work. There's something up with it lately. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's acting a bit funny.
Yeah, I can take a look. I don't know if I can fix it or not without seeing it first, but I'll do my best.
Please do. I'll put it on the kitchen counter when I get home. I guess right now this is all you can do to support me while I work. You can just be quiet and do what I ask you to do. If you still want kids or other things like that are going to take a lot of money, you need to move things along and give me an easier life.
Drew, where are you right now? I just got a call from the hospital.
Good evening, Janice. I'm at the house right now.
You're at home? My daughter was in an accident and you're at home? What are you doing?
I've only just got home a few minutes ago.
I suppose you're upset. You must be. It doesn't matter. Now isn't the time to be going home. I understand how you might feel, but this is important. They said Destiny is in critical condition. Can you come to the hospital right away?
I don't want to.
You don't want to? Why not? My daughter is waiting for you. You should be with her. You need to be by her side. Go talk to her. I think it's important that she hears your voice. If she hears you talking to her, then she'll come back to us. I'm sure of it.
I think it would be better if you were the one talking to her. I'm not going. Good luck with everything.
What? Is this a joke to you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? Why won't you come?
I'm perfectly happy for her to suffer a little. Honestly, I think she just needs to suffer a little.
What are you saying? You're her husband. How can you say something like that? Don't you love her? Did you marry her even though you didn't care about her?
You're wrong. I love Destiny very much. I married her because I love her.
In that case, what on earth are you doing? And it's her birthday too. Don't you have any compassion for her? Poor Destiny. Please come to the hospital as soon as you can.
She was brought to the hospital along with a man, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. It's her manager from work. I think the accident happened while she was on the way back from work.
That's not what happened. The accident happened while she was having an affair.
What?
Destiny's been seeing him for about half a year now. Today she told me she was going to be in New York for a business trip. And yet, here she is in a local Boston hospital. That's a bit strange, isn't it?
You're saying she was having an affair? Really? Surely there must be some mistake.
Oh, there's no mistake. It's true. A few weeks ago, she was having some problems with her computer, so she asked me to work on it for her. I wasn't trying to snoop through her things, but she has a WhatsApp on her laptop. It was open, so I couldn't help but see it. That's the first time I realized what was going on. Their messages made it so obvious. I was shocked. I didn't know what else to do. I hired a private detective to look into it for me. I have evidence of the affair.
Oh, wow. This is awkward then. The manager's wife just got here. He's Destiny's boss, right? She didn't seem like she was in much of a hurry to get here either.
I'm sure his wife has figured out what is going on too. I've never had any problems with you. I think we have a good relationship. I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you the bad news. But ever since I found out she was cheating on me, my life has been a living hell. That's why I can't go to the hospital.
Drew, I don't know what to say.
To be honest, my plan for the day was to move out while she was going to be gone. When she wakes up, please let me know. I want to let her know that I'm going to be filing for divorce.
I'm very sorry, Drew.
Don't be. You haven't done anything wrong. You have nothing to apologize for. My wife is the one that hurt me.
Drew, I have something I need to talk to you about. Can you please come to the hospital?
If you want to talk, you can do that here in a text. I don't have time to come there right now.
My mother told me. After I woke up, my boss's wife was here. She blamed me for everything.
I see. She's a woman scorned. You slept with her husband. I think she probably has a lot of questions for you and a lot she wants to tell you. I'm not surprised she knew about it too.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm truly sorry.
What are you apologizing for? If it's because you always told me you were working late and left all the cooking and cleaning for me? Is it because you compared me to other men and made me feel like an idiot? Is it because you were cheating on me? Or are you apologizing to me because you've been lying to me for the last 6 months?
I'm sorry for everything.
I see. You can apologize as much as you want, but I cannot forgive you. If you really regret everything, then the best thing you can do for me is to sign the divorce papers. I'd like to get this over as quickly as possible.
I think you should know they told me that I won't be able to walk anymore.
It would seem so. I heard that from your mother.
Don't you have anything else to say?
Honestly, from now on, we're going back to being complete strangers again. It has nothing to do with me anymore.
Nothing to do with you? Don't say that!
I've heard that your boss can't move anything down from the neck. He's totally paralyzed. Compared to that, you're lucky. You're in pretty good shape.
I'm not in good shape at all. It's not the sort of thing you can compare.
I think you'd be thankful even to be alive. Aren't you happy about that much?
I am, but there's so much more to it than that. I won't be able to have children now.
Didn't you say that you wanted to have kids? You should be happy. You said it was going to be too expensive. I think it shouldn't be that big of a problem for you, considering. Don't let it bother you too much.
I only said that because I wanted you to work harder for our future. That's not how I really felt in my heart.
When you kept comparing me to other men that made more money than me, it was always your rich boss, wasn't it? The man that you were having an affair with. That's the one that you wanted me to be like. He was working 2 jobs to make that kind of money he had. I know that they recovered that fancy bag that you wanted from the car after the accident. How wonderful for you that you found a man to buy it for you after all. The police bought it to the house with all of your other things that they collected from the accident. Too bad it got pretty roughed up in the wreck, though.
I don't want it. I don't want any of that anymore. I just want you back, Drew.
Why would you want me back?
I want to set things right between us.
What you really mean is that you want me to take care of you for the rest of your life. Am I right? You cheat on me, then you get in a wreck and you can't walk anymore. You want me to take care of you now that you're useless.
Don't call me useless. That's cruel. How can you be so callous?
Oh, don't misunderstand me. Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying you're useless because you can't walk anymore. I'm saying that having a person like you in my life won't do me any good. You never helped me once with any of the chores around the house. You used all of your money to buy things you wanted and never helped me pay for any of the bills. And you still ran around on me, treated me like a fool. That's what I mean when I say you're useless.
I'm so sorry.
You know it's never going to be okay between us, right? This isn't the sort of thing that an apology fixes.
I understand that. But you're all I've got, Drew. As soon as I woke up after the accident, the first thing I thought about was you. I don't know why I did something so stupid. I immediately regretted everything.
And you can spend the rest of your life regretting it. There is no way we are ever fixing this. I don't want to. I'm done. I'm going to go through with the divorce.
From now on, you're the only thing I'm going to live for. I know it might be a lot of trouble to deal with me in this condition, but I'll do everything I can on my own. I'll take care of everything I possibly can so you can focus on work. You won't have to do anything.
Even when you could walk, you never helped out around the house. I did all the cooking and cleaning. Now I don't think you could even do a lot of it. And besides, you wouldn't be satisfied with the life that you would have with just my salary to cover us. You always told me it wasn't enough for you to be happy. How did you put it to your boss when you were cheating on me? Hurry up and leave your wife so we can get married. That's what you told him, right? Just how big of a fool do you take me for? You must really think I'm an idiot.
I don't think you're an idiot at all. I don't care how much or how little you make. It doesn't matter to me.
Funny, everything you say keeps changing moment to moment. The only reason you're trying to apologize to me is because he's paralyzed. If he was in good health, you wouldn't be running to me at all. It's an awfully big coincidence that you don't want to be with him now. Give me a break already. I don't want to be with a loose woman that's going to cheat on me.
Drew, you're the only person I want anymore. All I care about is you. If you leave me, I won't be able to go on.
You're the one that was going to leave me. It's been on my mind for so long. I've been trying to figure out how to make you happy. I wanted to go back to the way things used to be. But no matter what I did, you just made fun of me. You wouldn't even spend your birthday with me. You're the one who picked him over me. Every chance you got, you picked him over me, no matter how hard I tried.
I made a mistake. I know that now.
The only reason you care at all is because of the accident. If you hadn't been in a wreck, or even if you hadn't been hurt so badly, you wouldn't be talking to me like this right now. All you cared about before was getting him to leave his wife for you. It's awfully convenient that now that he's hurt even worse than you are, you've come crawling back to me to beg for forgiveness. From now on, you can think about everything that's happened on your own.
No, I don't want to lose you. I was an idiot. It's all my fault. I was wrong. Please give me one more chance. You've got to believe in me just this once. Please don't give up on me.
The only thing that you can do for me now is sign those divorce papers. That's all I want from you. This might sound bad, but I just can't be attracted to you ever again. I can't see a future with you. When I try, it just makes my stomach feel sick. Let it go, Destiny. I'm not going to be that knight in shining armor that saves you now. That's just a dream. and it's time you woke up. After that, we were able to finalize the divorce about 1 month later. With the affair out in the open, Destiny's boss's wife was furious. She found a lawyer and sued my ex-wife. She blamed her for the accident, their lost income, and all the medical bills that they'd be faced with after the accident. Everything. My ex was devastated by everything she had lost, and from what I can tell, she seems to have completely withdrawn. I know it might seem a little cruel to have told her that I wanted a divorce immediately after her tragic accident. She already lost the ability to walk, and maybe it wasn't kind of me to tell her before she even left the hospital. But to be honest, I haven't regretted it a single time. In the divorce, I actually didn't give much up to my wife. Despite her condition, the judge was moved by all the evidence I had on the affair and how she had been treating me. I kept almost everything. She hasn't been able to pay all of the money that she was fined from the accident or that her boss's wife was awarded in the civil suit. I think that she's going to be making payments in installments for a long time. In the end, the wife left her cheating husband too. He's never going to be able to move on again. He's totally paralyzed from the neck down. And now, he's not going to have a wife either. I know that some people are going to feel sorry for him and for my ex, but I think that anyone that truly understands what exactly happened would say that you reap what you sow. I don't know what's going to happen to either of them from now on. I don't know how they're going to live their lives or what they'll do. I think it's going to be a difficult road for both of them. My mother-in-law was taking care of my ex-wife until she was discharged from the hospital. However, after she was allowed to leave the hospital, my mother-in-law didn't let her move in with them. I think she distanced herself from my ex. From now on, Destiny is going to be on her own. She has plenty of time to think about what she did, and I imagine she'll have a lot of regrets for the rest of her life. I moved out of the house the day after the accident happened. I had been planning it for a while, and I didn't let the accident change my mind. I'm taking things slow and finding a new life for myself. In the beginning, it was really hard for me. I didn't have the desire to do anything, and I was barely able to make myself get up every day. But I'm lucky to have a good family and friends around me. Everyone has come out to support me and pull me back out of the hole I crawled into. Little by little, I have found myself again. Each day gets a little easier, and I feel like I've turned a corner in my life. I don't want to spend the rest of my life drowning in sad memories or lost in depression. I still have hard days. Some are harder than others, but I'm working hard to get back to my old self. I wouldn't call myself a totally happy person yet, but I would say that living your best life and just finding joy again is my best revenge, and I am determined to live a good life. And I'm thankful for everyone around me that has supported me through this incredibly hard time in my life. I'm starting a new life for myself, and it's going to be the best one that I can have. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for great content.
You old hag, get out of here right this second. The fact that you're here makes me feel sick. I think I'm gonna vomit right now. I'm telling you to divorce my dad and get the hell out of this house. I don't want to see you anymore.
What are you calling me? An old hag? How dare you say such a thing to your own mother? On top of that, you're telling me to divorce your father and then to get out. Who do you think you are?
Hey, I know your secret. You think I don't? You're talking about getting a divorce with my dad right now, aren't you? You can't hide things from me, you know? I heard you two talking about it last night in the living room.
What? Were you eavesdropping on our private conversation?
Well, I got hungry and I wanted to fix myself a sandwich for a late night snack. You guys weren't exactly quiet, were you? I mean, it was pretty loud and clear. It's not like I wanted to hear the conversation. Not exactly a pleasant conversation to overhear. So, Dad was having an affair with a young girl. Is that what happened? Wow, awesome. But you sure lost your temper last night. Well, not that that was your first time. You don't really have good control over your emotions anyhow. It was hilarious how stupid the whole conversation was. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought I was gonna wet my pants.
I can't imagine why you would find our conversation to be funny at all. I was dead serious. Your own father was having a relationship out of his marriage. You know what that means, don't you?
So, that means my dad is still popular with the ladies. Good for him. I guess he looks pretty good for his age. He's good about working out at the gym. Actually, I'm kind of envious that a young woman would find him attractive. I mean, the woman you guys were talking about is really young, right? Still in her late 20s or something. Wow. I mean, you ought to take it easy. It's not so cool to lose your temper like that, you know? Pretty miserable, I'd say. Maybe you ought to realize that you aren't exactly a woman anymore. You're just an old hag now. It's not a surprise that my dad would look around for better options. I mean, if I were him, I would probably do the same thing.
Oh my God. I can't believe what you're saying.
I tell you, you need to keep it cool. It makes me feel sick to see you losing yourself like that. You really look unattractive when you go out of control. No wonder my dad wanted to find himself another woman. You aren't young anymore. It's time for you to face the music. It's just the way it is. Too bad.
Listen, Sam, I really had enough of you. I can hardly believe these are the words of my son. I don't know what your problem is, but what you're saying is just unacceptable. I won't allow you to call me an old hag. I make you feel sick? Well, go on then. I don't care. But you better watch your words.
Oh, shut up, you old hag. Dad had enough of you. He's dumping you for a good reason. Stop telling me what to do. I told Dad that he should go right ahead and get a divorce. Dad said, that isn't a bad idea at all.
What?
Get out, get out. Get a divorce and get out.
John has no guilty conscience over his affair. As if that wasn't already enough. My own son is telling me to get a divorce and to get out. I find this totally unbelievable. Well, you know what? I think I will do as you say. I will get the hell out of this house. I actually find that to be a very good idea. I don't know why I've been putting up with you and your father for so long. I've wasted enough of my time and energy here already. Yep, I'm packing my bags.
Yippee! Finally, the loud old hag will be out of the house. It'll be so peaceful here. Make sure you never come back here after the divorce. Have a good life.
Hi, John. It's been a long time. I just wanted to check something with you, if that's all right.
Alice, what's going on? No, why are you contacting me? Oh, I get it. Maybe you want us to get back together, don't you? I know you always loved me, Alice. You couldn't forget me, could you? I understand.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm contacting you about Sam. I suddenly received an invitation letter from him. What is going on?
Oh, so you got the invitation letter, finally. Well, what do you mean? It's my precious son's wedding ceremony. That's what it is. You, as his mother, better attend his wedding. Sam is really excited about having you there. It's gonna be great.
How many years do you think have passed since our divorce? We got divorced when Sam was still in middle school. I have not seen either of you since then. I'm not about to answer his invitation that came out of the blue.
What is your problem? Sam wanted you to be there for his wedding. That is why he invited you. It's that simple. It's a happy occasion after all. It's also a good chance for the whole family to be together, don't you think? And since Sam is getting married, maybe you could give some thoughts to us getting back together, you know?
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, listen, Alice. I think it's about time that you forgive Sam. I mean, he was quite the teenager back then. I know he was rebellious as hell, but now he's grown up to be a very respectable young man. He really regrets driving you out of the house. He does. You know how boys are. Most of the time, they don't know what they're saying. They mean most of it as a joke, but they don't come across that way. That's all. Oh, and of course, I also regret it. I mean, Sam was just having a bit of fun. He wasn't being that serious when he told you to divorce me. I couldn't believe that you would actually file a divorce. So, yeah, I'm sorry about what happened back then. I really am. But you know, we all make mistakes.
It's too late now to show your regret. You actually think that I'd forgive you too? No way. Please stay out of my life from now on.
Hey, Alice, come on. We used to be married. We had our good moments, don't you think? Sam is gonna get married and start his own family. Imagine, our little boy is getting married. Unbelievable, right? So, don't you think it's a good chance for us to start over as well? I know that you're still single, aren't you? You must be feeling kind of lonely, I imagine. You were actually waiting for me to contact you again, weren't you? Alice, I know that deep in your heart you still have feelings for me and that you want us to get back together again.
Stop talking such complete nonsense. The reason I'm still single is because I learned my lesson with you. I never want to get married ever again. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. I have no feelings for you at all. Well, aside from anger, that is. I don't know why you should even imagine that I could have feelings for you. Yuck! Just the thought of that makes me sick.
No way. You can't be serious. You just don't want to admit it, Alice. We used to be a good couple.
Anyway, I'm gonna let Sam know that I will be absent from his wedding ceremony. Goodbye.
Hey, Mom. What the hell is this? You're not attending my wedding? I really had to work up my courage to invite you. And you tell me that you won't be there? What kind of a mother are you?
What? Is this Sam?
I'm sorry about what I said to you back then. I regret having told you to get out of the house. I really do. You know how I was back then. I was such a teenager. I mean, teenagers are just stupid, right? Teenagers hurt their parents. I know, it's unfortunate, but I did that. I've been feeling really bad about it ever since.
Oh, so this really is Sam. It's pretty creepy because you sound like a totally different person.
Oh, Mom, seriously. It's natural for people to change after 15 years or so, right? I was in junior high school back then. I'm turning 30 this year. My rebellious teenage years are way behind me. You can put your mind at ease.
Well, I guess that could be. But for me, you're still who you were 15 years ago. Time has stopped for me. It is a strange feeling, I must say.
Well, it's true that I was a pretty terrible son to you back then. You know how I was on the football team in middle school, right? There were members who were older than me, and they were pretty unbelievable. I think that they had a pretty big influence on me. I mean, they were so rebellious, it really wasn't funny. They did stuff that I would never have dreamt of doing. But anyway, I had this crazy idea back then that being a bad son was kind of the cool thing to do.
Well, you sure gave me a hard time back then. It was no use telling you what to do. You just got worse and worse. I really couldn't take it anymore, though. I had enough.
Really, I apologize for the way I behaved back then, and I really do. So, can we make it up now? It would be great if you could come to my wedding. I want to be a good son to you from now on. I really want both of you and Dad to be there to congratulate me.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm sorry. I think it would be difficult for me to be there. Please ask your father to be there for you, all right?
What?
I understand that you're feeling bad about the past, but that has nothing to do with how I feel. It's been 15 years since I divorced your father, and we haven't seen each other during all those years. I honestly have no idea what to say when you suddenly send me an invitation letter and tell me how you feel sorry about it and that you want to be a better son from now on. I just can't bring myself to be there at your wedding ceremony. I just can't.
Wait a minute here. I apologized, didn't I? I regret all that I said to you back then. It wasn't exactly easy for me to work up the courage to invite you to my wedding ceremony, you know? And you still insist on not coming?
Sam, I don't ask you to understand this, but I can never forgive you for all the terrible things you said to me back then. Never. It doesn't matter how much remorse you show me. It won't change my feelings. That's just the way it is.
But, really? I mean, I was still going to junior high school. I was a teenager. That was ages ago. I'm telling you that I'm really sorry. Why can't you just attend the wedding?
I see what you are saying, but a mother is also a human being. All that verbal abuse hurt me extremely. Also, I felt a lot of anger, obviously. Back then, I reached a point where I didn't know what my life was really about. I felt like I was wasting my life being with an abusive son and unfaithful husband. Those are things that I can't just forget and pretend like they never happened. I'm sorry that I can't be there for your wedding. Have a good wedding ceremony.
Oh, will you just shut up? I'm telling you to come to my wedding. I'm your son. Just zip it and do as I tell you. Women aren't supposed to talk back.
What? Sam?
So you don't want to attend the wedding? Fine. Then at least you should offer to give me a wedding gift, don't you think? You declined my invitation after all. I think you owe me at least a wedding gift worth $50,000. That would be the minimum, to be honest.
$50,000? What are you talking about?
What's wrong with that? You're my mother and you won't accept my invitation. That is the very least that you can do. Come on, pay up. I gave you a chance to be a mother again. It's your fault. You can just transfer that money into my bank account. Saves you the trouble of buying a gift.
Whoa, what are you saying? What is going on here? What is this sudden change of attitude? And you're demanding me a payment of $50,000. No way!
Oh, shut up, you old hag. I apologized, didn't I? Why don't you show some understanding? What are you, a devil or something? All you needed to say was, yes, Sam, I would love to be there for your wedding ceremony.
Old hag. Did I read that right? It does sound awfully familiar.
Man, I was trying to be on my best behavior. For nothing. I thought that if I said I'm sorry, you would attend my wedding. All you need to do is just keep your mouth shut and sit next to Dad at my wedding. That is all you need to do. I'm not asking you to do much, am I?
What do you mean? If I don't show up at your wedding, you can't marry your fiancé?
Well, my girlfriend's family's got a lot of money, so I can't exactly tell them that my parents got divorced when I was a child, you know? So I haven't told them about your divorce with Dad.
That's horrible.
I was able to avoid the subject with them up until now, somehow. But it would look pretty bad if the future husband's mother is not at the wedding, don't you think? So, do you get this now? I need you to be at my wedding. Otherwise, I will be in deep trouble. That's why I'm asking you to be there.
Wow, what a stupid reason. Why didn't you tell me this from the start?
I said shut up. Just be there at my wedding. That is all you need to do. You have no idea how hard it was for me to grow up with just Dad around. Because you got all that alimony for your divorce. We were poor. I mean, dirt poor. It totally sucked. There was so much stuff that I couldn't buy. I bet you don't know what it feels like to not have any money to buy stuff that you want. But I'm telling you that I will forgive you for all of that. I think you should be thankful that I'm willing to forgive you. In fact, you should be happy that your son is inviting you to his wedding ceremony.
What are you talking about? I think you've forgotten that it was you who told me to get divorced. Stop playing the part of a victim already. What a joke.
Oh, shut up. What kind of a mother listens to her teenage son and actually files for a divorce? Dad just had a little fling, and you get all upset and divorce him and leave me behind. You have no idea how hard my life became because of your stupid divorce.
I left you behind. You told me to get out of the house. You couldn't have forgotten that. Come on.
What the hell? You aren't actually serious. I finally got this girl to say yes to my wedding proposal. I have been hiding from her and her family about your stupid divorce all this time. I won't let you ruin all of this. I am so close to getting married to her at last. It took me a lot of time and effort for me to get her to say yes.
That is none of my business. I have nothing to do with you or your father. Nothing. I am out of the picture. Your problems are yours. My problems are mine. Let's keep it that way.
Oh, just keep your mouth shut, all right? Just promise me that you'll attend my wedding. This is your duty as my mother. Think of it as your final obligation. I will have you there. I will do anything for that. You just wait and see.
What? Sam, I'm not your mother.
Yes, you are.
Sheesh, I thought you'd actually become a better person. But boy, was I wrong. You have not changed at all. Not a tiny bit. Well, I guess it's not so surprising. People don't change that easily. To think that you had me fooled for even a few minutes. I should have known better. I have to say, you acted your part well.
What are you talking about? What do you mean that you aren't my mother? Oh, I get it. You want to say that because you divorced Dad, you don't consider yourself to be my mother anymore?
Well, that is partly true, but to begin with, I am not your mother, biologically speaking. At least I have no recollection whatsoever of giving birth to a stupid son like you. Thank God, actually. It would be so horrifying if I'd actually given birth to you. Your real mother is a woman who had an affair with your father. You are not my child.
What?
You're telling me that you had a miserable life because I got tons of alimony. You had a hard time because you only had your father to raise you. You should be telling this to your father, who is the root of all these troubles, not me. Your father did all that.
What? Wait a minute. I don't get it. What is this? Is this some kind of joke? Dad had an affair with someone and I'm their child? What?
It seems like your father has not told you anything at all. Almost right after your father and I got married, he got involved in a relationship. And one day, the woman your father had an affair with just came to her front door and dumped you right there and left. There was a message, though. I can't raise this child by myself. I think that's what it said.
What?
Of course, there was talk of divorce then. But you were still a baby and I couldn't leave you alone. So I decided that your father and I would take you in and raise you as my son. Unfortunately, that bastard just couldn't stay true to our marriage. The divorce that we had when you were in junior high, that actually happened because I found out that your father had been sleeping around with your actual mother.
You can't be serious.
Yep. That scumbag was doing stuff behind my back all these years. He hadn't broken off the relationship with that woman. That thing about leaving you alone in front of our door was part of their plan. They wanted me to take you in. And they kept on having fun. So basically, that woman couldn't be bothered to take care of you, so she forced that job on me instead.
What? Wait a minute. If what you're saying is true, then Dad is...
That's right. He is probably one of the worst human beings I've ever met. That's why I was able to get so much consolation money. Of course, my lawyer did a great job as well. But to tell you the truth, I really think I deserved much more. So, now that you know the whole story, I don't think you can force me to be there at your wedding. If you want your mother to be there that bad, you ought to ask your real mother instead. I imagine that your father would know where she lives these days.
Hey, you have some nerve. Why on earth did you tell Sam everything? Were you out of your mind? Can't you be a bit more considerate? I had been able to keep this a secret from Sam all these years.
Out of my mind? Oh, please. Please stay out of my life. You bring nothing but trouble. Just tell Sam where his real mother lives.
I would tell him if I knew, but I don't even have her phone number. You have to play the part of Sam's mother. That's the only way.
Excuse me?
It's true that after we got divorced, I thought of getting married to Sam's real mother. But then she betrayed me. She said I was so happy that I was spared the trouble of bringing up a child. What makes you think that I would do that now? Then she just disappeared. I couldn't get in touch with her at all.
I get it now. That's why Sam was saying that he only had you to raise him.
No one is willing to help me because they had heard I had an affair with a woman. I had no more savings left thanks to you and your lawyer. Every day was miserable.
Well, if you think I sympathize with you, then you are dead wrong. You brought all this trouble on yourself.
Right. It is my fault. But really, that has nothing to do with Sam and his wedding, don't you think? That poor boy had a real hard time after you left. But he is finally gonna get married, and his fiancée comes from a pretty rich family. You know that famous delivery company, Door to Door?
What? That company is the biggest one around here.
The girl Sam is getting married to, her father is the president of that company. I am counting on this marriage, and I really have almost no savings left. I beg you, Alice, as someone who raised Sam, could you not attend his wedding? And if you could help out a bit with the wedding ceremony costs as well, oh, that would be really great.
It's out of the question. You must be out of your mind to ask me to attend the wedding. On top of that, ask me to help out with the ceremony's costs?
Oh, but Alice, you got so much money from me when we got divorced. Don't you think you could help out this time? All right then, it's fine that you can't help out with the wedding's costs, but how about getting back together? When Sam mentioned that he plans to invite you, I've been thinking how good of a chance this is for us to get back together again.
Well, think again.
I mean, it would kind of be hard for us to act as if we were married in front of Sam's fiancée's parents. So it would be easier if we were just married again. We wouldn't have to act out the part of a married couple. I really want to live with you again, Alice. I promise that I will never betray you again. You also don't have to grow old and be alone, do you, Alice? If we get back together again, you'll be able to have your son and his beautiful wife as your family. They'll probably have a child. Then you can have a grandchild. I'm sure you can be more happy than you are now.
Shut up, you worthless rat!
Excuse me?
Don't tell me what my happiness is. I don't know why you think that I'd be happy to be back together with a man who betrayed me twice after years of deceiving his wife. Being single is much better by far. And I'll have you know that I'm very busy playing with my little sister's children. I don't give a damn about a son who's not even related to me. So never contact me ever again. It would be for your own good to tell the truth about Sam's upbringing to his fiancée before things get too messy.
I heard from Dad. So it is really true that you and I aren't related. I thought you were pulling my leg, but I guess it is really true.
I'm glad you've accepted the fact. So, I will not be attending your wedding. Those are my final words.
Well, but that's a different matter altogether. I will have you present for my wedding as my mother.
What?
I think you heard from Dad about my fiancée. She comes from a rich family. Her parents are pretty strict and they won't like it when they hear that my parents are divorced. So I seriously need someone to play the part of my mom.
No, I think that's just your prejudice. Many people get divorced nowadays. It's not uncommon for a child to be brought up by a single parent. Not allowing a marriage to take place just because someone's parents are divorced, that's really out of date.
Well, maybe you could be right, but I actually have another thing that I'm keeping secret from my fiancée and her parents.
What?
Well, you know how the economy is not doing very well these days. I just got fired from work the other day. So, I'm actually out of work right now.
Oh my God.
I haven't been able to tell my fiancée, let alone her parents. I haven't told Dad about this either. And Dad's also pretty hard up. So, I don't think he'll be able to cover for the wedding ceremony costs. But since I'm a man, I really need to pay for the ceremony. Oh, please, Mom. Please come to my wedding. And please give me the money for my wedding gift.
Unbelievable. Like father, like son.
Well, it's not all that bad for you either. If you pay for the ceremony, I will take care of you in your old age. I mean, you're single and childless. What kind of a life is that anyway? But I promise you that I will look after you as your son. I promise. So, alright? That's a fair deal, wouldn't you say? I'm offering you company in your lonely old age. Don't you get teared up just thinking about it?
Yes, I do get teared up for sure. Not because of your offer, but because of your incredible stupidity.
What?
Who would believe such a stupid promise? It's incredible that you are hiding so much from your fiancée and her family. Especially that you're out of work. Wow, I can't handle this anymore. I just contacted your fiancé's family.
My fiancé's family?
Thank you for telling me the name of her father's company. I was able to get in touch with them quite easily. I thought they might get a bit suspicious if I called them up first, so I sent them an email to start. I attached a screenshot of our conversation here.
That's a lie. No way, no way. You're kidding, right? This is your idea of a really bad joke, right? If you do such a thing, this marriage will be called off for sure.
I think it would be better for this marriage to be called off. It would be so much better. I mean, for your fiancé, or should I say your ex-fiancé. It would be much better for her at least.
No! Her parents are calling me right now. What the hell do I do now?
Oopsie. Then I guess I better let you handle that phone call. I'm sure you'll be pretty preoccupied with that. I hope her parents will forgive you for everything. Especially that you've been keeping it a secret about how you're out of work now. After that, I received a message from Sam's fiance's parents. They said, "We've been asking Sam and his father what is going on, but their answers aren't making much sense to us. If we could ask you to explain what they're trying to say, that would be really helpful." I gladly obliged. I gladly obliged their request and told them all that I knew. This included Sam's father's betrayal and his years of deceiving me, as well as Sam's verbal abuse to me and his current state of unemployment. They were speechless. I hear that the marriage was called off right away. After that, it seems that Sam blamed his father for all that happened. And in return, John blamed his own son for everything. What a comedy! I hear that they were throwing punches at each other, and that they both ended up in a hospital where they're currently receiving treatment. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.